Hello everyone. So in this video we're going to understand the reports generated by Jira after the completion of your sprint. So whenever you will complete your sprint, you will land to this page here. This section of the graph represents story points and this section of a graph represents the total time allocated for a particular sprint. In my case, I've completed everything on day 1 only, on May 21st. So it's showing me the red line here that we covered everything and this was the progress. These gray boxes here represent non-working days. If there are any holidays, maybe weekends, non-working days will be represented by this. So when guys they plan, obviously Jira will calculate the weekends also. So you will get the flat line over here because nobody is working in these days. This line here represent the guidelines, how much time we should give to a particular story to get implemented. So this is just a guideline to follow. If we move to this section, this is status report. We will have all the stories, bugs and tasks listed here. This asterisk sign over here is a representation of a issue which was added after the sprint has been started because it affects the scope of sprint. That's why there is asterisk with it. And if you want to see status of a particular issue, you can just double click on it and read it from here. So although you have other options of report generation also, that is Burndown Chart and Burnup Chart, mostly company follows these formats of report generation. So if I talk about Burndown Chart and we click on it, report will be generated accordingly. Look at this. Burndown Chart, this section is representing story point and this section is representing the timeline in which we have decided to complete a particular sprint. Again, gray boxes are representing non-working days. So this line just represents the guidelines. Guys, burn down chart means whenever you will complete the particular story, this chart will come down. And our aim as a Scrum team is to bring it to 0 when our sprint timeline will end. So let's say my sprint will be over on June 4th. So as a Scrum team, our aim should be to bring it down to 0 when it is June 4th. So in this case, I have completed everything in day 1. So that's why it's showing me everything on 0 on day 1 only. See here. Burn down issue completed, story points 8 on 21st May only, although my sprint time was June 4th. But we completed everything on this particular day, 21st. So that's why it's just showing me one line over here. In your burn down chart, let's say you're working on 2 stories. First story is assigned 8 points and your second story is assigned 5 points. So you have total 13 points. First 4 days we worked on the story number 1 and completed 8 points. And now my team knows that we have these many days and we have to work on 5 points. And accordingly we will start planning and working on the story. Our main aim is to bring this particular line to 0 whenever we will reach at the end of the day. So guys, these reports helps us to track everything, whether we are lagging behind according to the schedule or not. So these reports are very much helpful in retrospective meetings where we discuss what went wrong, what need to be improved, what were the different blockers which stopped us to move forward. These reports actually act as a milestone for our further decisions. But if I talk about Burnup Chart, it is opposite. In this, stories are added. Look at this Burnup Chart. We have story points in this section and we have number of days in this section here. So this is my guideline how we should move. Guys, this is Burnup, means it is adding your story points. So here I'm starting from 0 and whenever I'll complete any story, those points will be added. Instead of being subtracted, those points will be added to 0. So let's say I'm working on a story whose story point is 2. So 2 will be added to this 0 and I will move to 2 here. So burn up. In this you are adding the story points, whereas in burn down chart, story points has been deducted from the total stories. So guys, that's only the difference. If you look at this section here, you can see all the event types with the date and time, when the sprint was started, when a particular issue is completed. So you can see how helpful this chart is. It's gonna keep all the team members on the same track. And complete Scrum team can be integrated together and they can actually work as a team with the help of these reports. So guys, that's all about the report generation in Jira. Thank you so much.